Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're jumping straight into how exercise impacts your brain.
That's right.
You shared a really fascinating piece of research with us. It's a systematic review and meta-analysis from Aging Research Reviews, published just last December.
Exactly. This review, it's called Effects of Exercise Interventions on Cognitive Functions in Healthy Populations.
Yeah.
Basically, it pulls together the findings from 54 really rigorous studies.
Wow, 54.
Yeah. Think of it as like a comprehensive look at how different types of exercise affect thinking skills in healthy people, across all age groups.
Okay.
And our mission today really is to pull out the key insights for you. Actionable stuff on how you might use exercise to, well, boost your brain power.
Okay, 54 studies. That's quite a deep dive in itself. So what specific things were these researchers actually examining?
Well, they were looking pretty meticulously at different exercise variables, things like, how often people exercise, the intensity, how long each session was, the type
Hmm.
of activity, and also the total volume, whether the exercise got progressively harder and the overall length of the program. And they looked at how all that influenced five main cognitive areas.
Okay, and those were.
uh, Global cognition, sort of overall thinking ability, then executive function, things like planning and focus,
God.
memory, attention, and information processing speed, how quickly you can take things in.
Okay. And after crunching all that data, what was it like the main conclusion, the headline finding about exercise and our brains?
The big takeaway, really, is that consistently engaging in exercise, what they call chronic exercise intervention, it has a significant positive effect on overall cognitive function.
Ah,
So yeah, being active isn't just for your body. It's, directly beneficial for your brain.
right, right. Now here's where it gets really practical for people listening. Did they find out if certain types of exercise were better for specific thinking skills?
They did, yeah. It's quite interesting. Aerobic exercise,
Yeah.
stuff that gets your heart rate up like running, cycling, swimming,
Hmm.
that showed the biggest benefit for global cognitive function. That sort of broad measure of overall intellectual ability.
Okay, that makes sense. Maybe blood flow.
Exactly. Researchers think it might be linked to better cardiovascular health, increased blood flow to the brain, which, helps neuron activity.
Gotcha. Okay, what about those executive functions? Those seem really important. Focus planning, making decisions.
Right. For executive function, yeah,
Mhm.
focusing, task switching, problem solving. It was actually resistance training, like weightlifting, that showed the greatest positive effect.
Oh, really? Resistance training.
Yeah. So that gives you a pretty compelling reason to maybe add some strength workouts into your routine, doesn't it?
Definitely. Okay, and memory. That's a big one for, well, everyone. Keeping memory sharp.
For memory, the review pointed towards activities often called mind-body exercises, things like yoga, tai chi.
Huh. Wait.
The study didn't strictly define them, but that's the usual understanding. These showed the most positive effects specifically on memory.
Interesting. So it suggests that maybe combining the physical movement with like mental focus or mindfulness is key there.
That seems to be the implication, yeah. Activities that engage both body and mind appear particularly good for memory function.
So different exercises hit different cognitive spots. Now, what about age? Does exercise affect a 20-year-old's brain the same way as a 70-year-old's?
That's a really critical question. And what's fascinating and perhaps quite encouraging is that the study found the most significant positive effects
Mm-hmm.
on global cognition, executive function, and memory in the older adults. So those over 60, when compared to control groups who didn't exercise.
Wow. Okay. So it's almost more beneficial as you get older.
It seems to have the biggest comparative impact in that age group, yeah. Which really underlines how crucial it is to stay active throughout life, for long-term brain health.
That's incredibly good news, really, no matter your age. Were there any areas where the picture wasn't quite as clear, where maybe more research is needed?
Yes, definitely. The researchers were careful to point out that while the overall benefits are clear, they need more specific investigation into the effects on attention and information processing speed.
Okay.
The evidence just wasn't quite as strong or consistent for those two areas compared to, say, executive function or memory. Still important skills, but we need more data.
Got it. So let's try and summarize this for everyone listening. What does this all mean? We've learned exercise is generally great for the brain,
Right.
especially things like aerobic and resistance training. They
Mm.
can really boost your cognitive abilities. And these benefits seem particularly strong for older adults.
Mm-hmm.
And even those mind-body exercises like yoga or tai chi can give your memory a helping hand.
Exactly. And if you think about the bigger picture, healthy aging, maintaining quality of life,
Hmm.
these findings really make a strong case for making regular physical activity a non-negotiable part of your life.
Absolutely. So here's maybe a final thought for you, the listener, to chew on. Thinking about all this, what small, consistent change could you maybe integrate into your routine starting now to proactively look after your cognitive health? It doesn't matter how old you are.
Yeah, that's the key, isn't it? Even small, regular efforts, they could really add up and yield significant rewards for your brain down the line.